สวัสดีค่ะทุกท่านสวัสดีค่ะวันนี้ภาษาอังกฤษนะคะแต่ว่าฉันเป็นเจ้าภาพฟันแชทนะคะชื่อฮงซินเจ้าของศิลป์วัฒนะวันนี้เป็นตอนที่4แล้วนะคะแล้ววันนี้ฉันกับส่วนวิทยากรจะเปลี่ยนภาษาอังกฤษนะคะ so let me begin by saying thank you to all our audience, our esteemed speakers, and who takes time to chip in to this vital conversation about food innovation, future food, and a whole lot of conversation that's coming up. So I would also like to thank my backend team who is working hard to fix and make sure that this whole flow is smooth. So to all the domestic and international listeners hearing out over in Facebook as well, I'm your host. And I'm the founder and CEO of Sinwatana Crowdfunding, as well as the co-founder of 2 non-profit organizations. So FUNDCHAT 4, the topic, food innovation, future food, alternative food, or, like when people think about alternative food, the first thing plant-based, right? So there is a lot of conversation in that. And also for a simple reason that I initiated this FUNDCHAT is really to open doors as well as to connect the people in the industry for this whole conversation of moving and going towards global investor exchange forum, which was originally planned and targeted to serve SME and startups interested in fundraising to come together and also with community partners that join force to support this whole entire conversation of investment. So the forum has evolved into a higher and more serious demand of bigger ticket size in terms of the project. There is also a spur and request coming in from family offices, M&A, project financing, even the exit conversation on spec. All these are very close to heart of the investors like yourself, as well as business owners or the community players. So for many who have connected with me via Facebook or LinkedIn, you will get regular updates from me. Nonetheless, I will just pick up a few key things that I have seen in the whole of last week and early this week is that Thai government has basically, Prime Minister, Mr. Sethar Thavisin has talked about, the conversation of the Green Path route at what do you call that? At the the BRI conversation where he emphasized a lot about what Thailand is going to do, right? So, and a couple of days ago, in the food context, Thai Airways, they shared about their vision. The CEO talks about like, okay, they launched the Taste of Thai Tears, introducing, all right, the curated onboard menus with bursting array of dishes, offering it to enhance more tourists to also come into Thailand and also out of Thailand. Okay, so the health ministry talks a lot about, the new conversation about other than medicine. So what exactly a medicine, the food that we take in, how can we improve in terms of the different kinds of food and how food can help us towards a better health. In that whole entire conversation, yesterday, interestingly, we also met this company called 4Care. the owner เจ้าของคุณหลิงบิรามอน she runs the company for 20 years so I thought it was a food company but when I get the opportunity to get to know them they actually started the food innovation 20 years ago 20 ปีนะ 20 years ago nobody talks food innovation everybody just enjoy the food nobody thinks too much about health that comes from food so that good learning of half a day from FUNDCHAT opens my whole perspective about the huge conversation and innovation about food. So Sinwatana started this whole FUNDCHAT in interest to bring a broad network of experts and partners to both from both local and international, which our focus is basically the 4 P's, okay? The purpose, the planet, the people, and of course, in business, we talk about profit. So a good reflection, FUNDCHAT is really talking about democratizing capital. We have feedback from the audience that comes back to us after listening to FUNDCHAT. We have covered, you know, the path or the journey towards exit. We have covered clean tech. Last week, we talked about gearing up startups and SMEs towards the international space. Here, I'm referring to Thai startups, SME going international. So we have a whole long list of conversation. So every Thursday, 9:30 to 11, we have this exchange. So the conversation around food innovation and the future of food by 2050 revolves around addressing several critical issues or critical global challenges where the world population projected to exceed 9 billion people and whether if the food will be sufficient to supply to the global needs. Then, of course, with this conversation comes the topic of investment. So investment typically opens up a lot of hopes, you know, and hopes for business sectors, hope for the people. Whether you are listed company, you are SME, you are startup, your community partners, or your conglomerate, it doesn't matter because the conversation of investment is very constant. So I like to quote to every of my FUNDCHAT session that I remind every one of us, all right, that all the rivers runs into the ocean. Similarly, you and me, we are like the rivers. We make up that whole big conversation about investment, about better economy, better lives, better environment. So FUNDCHAT is about you. So let me also touch on the conversation of like 2023. I see a lot of conversation in innovation and are all pretty remarkable. And also in the context of like cultural cross-pollination and also an increased focus on sustainability, even in the realm of food. So from international culinary influence all the way, you know, from people like to say from farm to table, right? Actually, there are much more than that. Like also one of my recent projects that talks about a senior hospitals and wellness. Their main focus, the first thing that they talk about is healthy food, good environment. So again, the whole trend in the food space is not just you hear food, but actually it's much more than food. So we talk about sustainable agriculture, alternative protein source, food security, things like nutritional health, food innovation and technology, where you will hear quite a bit from my guests, concern and issues on climate change, because the climate change is going to impact and affect our crops and our agriculture. A few days back, I was talking to Hydroinformatics Institute Atanrayon when he talks about the change of rain patterns. Oh, that is like so technical. I'm like, okay, how does this affect the industry? You know, so biodiversity and conservation is also a pretty hot subject in the space of food innovation. Okay, and of course, at the end of the day, you and me, what is our preference when it comes to food? We call that consumer preferences. And the list goes on, but not forgetting a huge issue that the global is facing, which is food waste. How do you handle food waste? You know, and when the world is talking about, oh, net zero, we got to do this, we got to do that, right? Then comes the conversation of policies and regulation. And this whole context itself is not Thailand issue only. It is also the global concern. So therefore, every of my FUNDCHAT session, I'm gonna like really bring on different clusters of people to really talk, not just talk. Usually after the talk, we have a series of follow through. So วันนี้นะจริงๆ I'm very glad to see also some of the you know faces on the Zoom call อาจารย์Prof อนุชาขอบคุณค่ะ for joining นะคะ so today we are very fortunate to have two powerful individuals. When I say powerful, they are very familiar with the work that they are doing and the experience that they have. So the very first person, may I invite คุณมนคิราวัฒนสุข marketing director from Cargill Meats Thailand. So she has a good wealth of experience, 10 ปี on branding, marketing. แต่ว่า to do marketing, it's not just go to buy some likes from Facebook. She needs to understand the market. She needs to get a feel of what the users want or what the consumers are looking for. She needs to communicate with the R&D. She has a huge portfolio as marketing director in a large conglomerate. And to know her better, I'm going to have her to introduce herself shortly. But let me bring on also Ajahn Ek Kano. So Ajahn Ek, I get to work with her just very recently to also understand her organization, Food Innopolis, where it actually, you know, I really love what they do. So in the conversation of our FUNDCHAT, typically after the FUNDCHAT, we see speakers having good exchange and very good follow through. And later on, they became good partners. So similarly for the listeners as well. So Ajahn Ek, I think her profile ยาวมากๆเนอะ She got very good long list of profile. But I'm gonna just say her passion in what she's doing span beyond just the kind of credential that she has, but it very much came from her heart on how she wanted to serve the emerging space of startups and helping SMEs to scale. So I want to say thank you very much for my two speakers that's really right now online. ตื่นเต้นมากๆนะ So you know, at any point of time when you're ready to bring on your slides, you know, just get it on Okay, so let me just talk about the hot topic, right? About your organization have a vision. And how do you see this whole context of the vision in the towards the directive of 2050, right? Or 2050, where will I be, right? I don't know, but I think we still need to talk because there's a huge concern on global food security as well as sustainable food. So what exactly does this mean? How your organization align to that? How do you work with the market? I think these are all very, while people just enjoy food, there are people who think about what will be the future of food like, no? So maybe let me invite Kun Monkira first. All right. So then Ajahn, you follow once Monkira, Kun Monkira finish her chat นะคะ Okay, over to you, Kun Monkira. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you, Kun Hong Sen, and thank you for invite Cargill as a part of this FUNDCHAT as well. I would say that it's very honor for our company as well. So actually, before I jump to answer, I would like to talk more about Cargill because it's quite new for people. So let's get to know each other a little bit. I'm not sure that the team will project the slide or should. Thank you, Ka. So get to know a little bit and let me explain about Cargill. Our Cargill business, actually we are like trusted partner for food, agriculture, and also financial and industrial for customer more than like almost 160 years. We have like 4 business. So first one is like agriculture. The second one is about food. And the third one is like protein and animal nutrition. And the fourth one will be like financial and industrial. So you can see that the whole is like agriculture is more about farm raising, and food is like a food ingredient, and also protein like chicken, beef, and also like pork, and also financial. So we are helping the world to thrive, and we serve the world more than like 70 countries. Our purpose is like to nourish the world in a safe, responsible, and sustainable way. So we try to serve this one as like food supply in the world. So the second slide, if I zoom in a little bit, to get to know more on Cargill Proteins business in Thailand. Actually, in Thailand, we are here almost like 33 or 35 years. And we are number 1 in terms of Thailand exporter cooked chicken product. And we serve like more than 20 countries. We export to cooked chicken product to in Asia, Europe, and also like North America. So we have more than like 50,000 employees in the world, in our Thailand. And also we have 2 plants based in Thailand, like Korat and Sarakuri, because we would like to ensure our business has been serving to with the safety to the market. And the third slide, I would say that Cargill Protein business in Thailand. If you can go to the third slide, the next slide. Yeah, Cargill business protein in Thailand, we are like fully integrated. When I said fully integrated, that means we taking care chicken since beginning. The chicken, the feed production, we taking care. So to be ensured in terms of the safety. We also taking care and raising the chicken like farm production, and also in terms of the food production, whatever primary processing and also further processing like raw chicken, the fresh chicken, or the cooked chicken like chicken nugget or fried chicken wing or something. And also we distribute to the market in Thailand and also around the world. So we try to bring the food safety from farm to fork. So this is like a little bit shortcut to let people know about Cargill business that focus on protein in Thailand. And to answer your question for Hong Sing about our vision in Cargill, I would say that at Cargill we provide food ingredient and agricultural solutions and industrial product to nourish the world in safe, responsible, and sustainable way. As you mentioned, that Cargill is deeply trying to commit with the power of agriculture and supporting our farmer to achieve in terms of food security for the world. And also we partner with farmers to advance in terms of entrepreneurial solution to increase productivity and also income. But we also promote sustainable agriculture and strengthen in terms of communities. That means we helping farmer make agriculture and food production to more sustainable and helping community to become more resilient and helping to protect our planet for a better tomorrow. But I also heard that there are many challenges in our food system, so it's more complex and urgent. So I would say that there is no easy answer to solving this issue, but to answer on this one and solving in this one, our vision is to focus and collaborate and also sustain effort to improve agricultural in terms of productivity and increase resilience for food value chain. So Cargill focus on food value supply chain, and we help bring this new possibility for people and our planet. So this is like a short brief to answer on the vision and get to know on Cargill.
Thank you so much for the sharing, Kun Monkira. Like I say, I least expect conglomerate like yourself actually has already taken a lot of steps in terms of social impact. I mean, looking at the numbers, you're hiring 15,000, right? Yeah. So it's a lot of people that you have created, as in like Cargill have created the job opportunities in within the community of Colorado and one more province which I listed.
Salaburi.
Yeah, Salaburi. I always go there buy food, but forgot the name. Nonetheless, you know, you touch on the 4 Ps or even the 5 Ps. And this is actually very heartwarming, but probably I insert one more, I mean, it's curiosity as you were sharing. It's like, in the space of food startup and SME, does Cargill opens your door to the startup or allow the startups to come in to kind of like work with you? Do y'all do anything about the startups or the SME space?
Yes, actually we do, and I would say that in multi-level, since global and until local, we in Cargill we try to leverage and sharing each other. So that means the global project sometimes leverage to local, and local can propose to global. So in terms of like startup project, we invest and also we sharing and learning each other on this one. And I think we can talk more detail in a couple of the time later as well. Yeah.
ขอบคุณค่ะ อาจารย์เอก
Yes.
waiting to listen to you.
Okay, so I will be sharing some of the slide to get people understand more of Food Innopolis, what we are doing and why we exist, and that would be maybe our vision toward the global food security as well. Let me bring up my slide. Okay. Is it up yet? But it's not full screen, right?
Yes, it's not full screen. Yeah, but it's up.
Is it full screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know whether our audience have heard about Food Innopolis or know what we are doing. Well, I'm the director of Food Innopolis. Food Innopolis is now a unit under NASDA, the National Science Technology Development Agency, and we are a government agency under Ministry of Higher Education. Food Innopolis is not in terms of our team members itself. We only 15 people, so we provide to the industry, food enterprise, food business, the connections. We facilitate their ease of doing innovation business. So we connect them with the solution providers, and then we help them to engage with different stakeholder in the food value chain. So that's what we are doing. So we set up about 5-6 years ago to be ASEAN most comprehensive food innovation platform, and we would like Thailand to be one of global food innovation hub. We probably heard about several food innovation hub. Of course, people in food industry would know or familiar with Food Valley in Netherlands. So we are about, right now, we half of the sites of Food Valley. Food Valley, when they set up, they're about this site, like 15 people, 20 people. Right now, there are 30 something. And they connecting the dots. They provide the solutions to many food company. Many of Thai company also the membership of Food Valley. So when they search for new innovation, or when they have some like problems in product development or whatsoever in terms of food innovation, they will reach out, and then they will get the solution and connecting to the solutions provider through the help of Food Valley. So part of it, we are working similar to Food Valley. So to make it easier for people to understand what we are doing. So we are one of a kind RDI hub for food industry, meaning that we link people to people. We help SMEs, large company, multinational company, and also startup to get to the one that can help them to innovate more, to be to help them in terms of ease of doing innovation business, as I mentioned. So we only 15 people, but we work with researchers nationwide, and we have facilities that are with university that are the Food Innopolis network. So we link this facility and expert to the industry. And we work with company in all sides, from startup, SMEs, large multinational company, and also locally and global. So we help to connect. We, as I mentioned, we're small, but we are resourceful. We know where to connect. We know where to reach out for the solutions. And we work with different partners and with different platforms. So I speak a lot about working nationwide. So this is the map of Food Innopolis nationwide network. All those like short like CU, KU, MU is the name of universities, and with their specializations, particularly in food or food related. So when we build up this network, we'll talk with universities what best they can do for the industry. So we ask them to connect with us with their best expertise or what they have in terms of facilities. All those triangle, square, and circle, it's identify the food maker space or the lab and the pilot plant that's available for company to use or to access at those university, being the Food Innopolis nationwide network. So company will come to us, and then we discuss and we help them we navigate them. I would not say we refer them, but we navigate them. So we navigate them to where their solutions could be. So that's how we help in terms of ease of doing innovation business. together with universities and research institutes, including within NASDA itself. Okay, and these are the platform that I mentioned. So we have these colorful platforms, 10 platform, we call it service platform of Food Innopolis. We are together with the 10 platform, we have the one-stop services. So this is when people will come in first, we discuss, we polish what the needs. We discuss back and forth several times until we know that, okay, who should be potential solutions providers. So we connect company to those organizations, universities, or facilities, or they may come and ask for our help in terms of providing more knowledge. How can they be understanding more to get their food registered? So we would help them to understand what they need to do to get that certification from FDA. So within this 10 platform, we would group. So I mentioned the first one, the nationwide network already. So the purple group would be the group that we provide capacity building for a company in 2 areas that we see is helpful or useful or necessary for them right now in terms of producing food innovations, food innovative product. That is functional food and ingredients and flavor innovation. So these are more for capacity building for SMEs and working with company and in terms of providing testing and analysis. The green one, I actually mentioned in the previous slide that we provide the makerspace, future food lab, and pilot plant, which is scattered around at universities. So we know which university have which processing line and at which capacities. So we connect this jigsaw together so we can guide company to these facilities, and also with facility they need to talk to food researchers as well, so we can facilitate that interaction. So next group would be the orange, and the yellow one is the platform that we provide knowledge. We often have like food talk, which is an online seminar for about an hour, like every month on Thursday morning, to discuss the food trends, to discuss what is being interest right now. The session is not much on a technical side, but more on a general topic, so that everyone can listen. The next talk session group is we called it Frontier in Food. This one would be get down into the technical part, and mostly is RDI personnel, research personnel of the company would attend this, and we also provide workshop. The first 2 mostly we do it online, but for the workshop, special workshop, for example, like workshop on flavor creation, we do it on site with the different universities. And we often organize what we call FI Larry. So it's Food Innopolis Larry. So we take the company to visit different facilities that are with our network. So we get them knows what we have available for them, make it more accessible for them. And also we help those facilities being more visible to the industry. And the last 2 would be market access and food innovation accelerator. So we help company to get into market. We help them in terms of we provide knowledge in terms of marketing, branding, and entering into a new market. we connect them with the modern trades as well. And for the last part, maybe I'll take my second round to elaborate more on this. It's actually the platform that we work very much with the Thai startup, the food tech startup. So I think I'll stop for now, and I'll come back to zoom in about food innovation accelerators that Food Innopolis have been working on for about like a couple years. Okay.
There is a lot to digest นะทุกคน You know, you can see the richness of what Food Innopolis is doing. You know, with Kun Monkira side, Cargill, you know, they have 15,000 employees that do all the export, the global requirement for food, and they call that protein-based offering to the world. And then over another side, you see what Atan Egg is doing with 15 people. They are all wearing Superman suit, okay, a superhero suit to work with the communities. Okay, so today's conversation, again, I wanted to say some of them who just joined us. We are very glad to have Kun Monkira from Cargill, and we have also Atan Egg from Food Innopolis. So moving forward, I think, you know, since we talk about the vision, the big picture, the intention, and of course the 5 P's or the 4 P's of, you know, of purpose, people, planet, profit, and more. So the next context itself, we think about where Atan Egg stops, where she talks about the financial side. It's also where Kun Monkira also stops at the context of financial investment, the way to work with the industry. So we're gonna talk about, you know, in terms of like your approach, because both of you, as an individual, you probably, you know, have a little bit of investment, but from the company level, from the organization level, where do you see your organization plays in the space of investment? You know, in the context of like approaching to funding, maybe Cargill never talks about having to raise funds, but more on the investment side. And also personally, Kun Monkira probably have her own experience of what she sees in the food investment space. And Atan Go, you know, you can see her colorful chart. She got a whole list of, I want to say, they did a fantastic job in building communities with the whole, I saw the slide, the one that has got the square, the round, the triangle, that clusters, I spotted some interesting agency or organization, particularly the one for anti-aging and also for the senior. I think so. You have one which is, I chop mark now because it fit into one of my projects. That we're helping to build the senior citizen or the senior hospitals and wellness. So again, the funding conversation, I'm gonna invite maybe Kun Monkira to share from her perspective first in the space of food innovation, the approach on funding and investment. And of course, alternative food source. That's what she's doing right now as well. So over to you, Kun Monkira.
Thank you, Hong Sen. Yeah, actually, in terms of Cargill, I would say that in Thailand, because we continue to grow on in terms of country food and agricultural industry, and try to strengthen the position as like a key player as a global food supply chain. So by leveraging Cargill R&D expertise and also technology, we invest in multiple of the projects. But for I would say that example, like we have Cargill Innovation Center, which is focused on protein base. And we work closely with like a government investment and also aim to increase in terms of like innovation, efficiency, and also like R&D and in terms of research and development. This is like try to answer based on the BCG economy model on each one. And I can example that the innovation center that we try to invest, we focus on like food technology, also knowledge, try to leverage from global Cargill global R&D, and also try to develop best practice that offer to consumer in Asia Pacific. And also our innovation center, we also try to continue us working on the new idea to improve in terms of product and agricultural technology. For example, that since we are like offer for the chicken product, right? We try to manage in terms of how to adding the value added from the factory or agricultural like byproduct on this one. So it called like a value added product. So this is like the things that we also try to focus in terms of funding and investment. But another thing in terms of alternative food, actually right now Cargill, we try to leverage the plant-based protein from the global. We also keep doing and invest in terms of like global to local, understanding what kind of the taste, texture that people like. And also one of the example we learning from the like R&D team in Europe, that is like the plant-based protein is more mature, and use that one to transfer to like each region, because they are more developed and they know the know-how that we can further develop more in terms of alternative protein to each other region to offer in terms of nutritious, delicious, and also allow consumer to have more experience in terms of the flavor. So I would say this is like the things that we focus right now for funding and investment on food innovation and alternative protein. Yeah.
I think it's very encouraging to see the interconnected world being able to exchange the expertise from Europe, at the same time coaching and sharing to the local Thai terrain, because Thailand is very known for food supplies, and not just supplies, but in terms of the grade, we are always of a higher quality compared to many, as well as also not just the quality perspective, but also the security aspect. A chicken is a chicken. There's nothing else, you know. So the security aspect itself is extremely critical. I remember there was a stage where I saw a lot of social media about fake food, you know. So I think those are quite concerning. And one very I think one request, if I may ask, from Cargill is that does the Food Innovation Center that you mentioned, is that open to public, or it is by request, then you get to visit the innovation center?
Yeah, actually right now we try to serve the customer as a priority, but we also open for the public as well, because I think we are new to like just set the innovation center at the NSTDA. So I think by request can welcome to us as well. We are appreciate on this one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the food innovation, the FIC is actually located in TSP.
At Pathum Thani, at NSTDA. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Then I will knock on Ajahn Sanet's door because it was through him that we get to know you. Thank you so much. And Ajahn Ek, what is your add-on points on the earlier conversation about the approach on funding and investment for food innovation? I know you work with many. So what is your take on this?
So if you remember my last slide on the colorful slide, I can share it back again. The red one would be our innovation, food innovation accelerator platform. So this platform, we work very much with the startup, and they are, I would say, this one, which is actually we run under this one. We have the program called For Food. So it's a food acceleration for food tech startup and spin-off. And what we're doing at For Food is we focus on very early stage food tech startups. Very early stage, meaning what we take in is TRL 4 or 5. That means they have to have like proven first prototype already, and then starting to validate their product market fit. So we would be working with that level, also the maturities of the tech company, food tech company in that area. And we, as an accelerator, so we are not investing in the company ourselves, but we help them to be more attractive to the investor. So we kind of equip them and make them understand the terminologies, because those of these tech ventures team that we are working with, they are university researcher, more than 50%. Some is already startup that already just start their business and in the market. And program For Food is the purpose is to help research commercializations. So we work with researcher team, we help them to spin off their company, and then we help to populate the startup ecosystem with all the services that we provide. We link them with the industry, so with different stakeholder. What we do at For Food is this is what we offer to make them ready to talk to the investor, to make them more, people would say, VC backable company. So this is what we equip them. So we have the acceleration program. We help them to elevate and grow and engage them into the ecosystem. Several times we organize special talks. We bring them to the trade show, or sometimes we have like private pitching for some group of company. We connect them with the corporate and also international partners. So that's what we do. So we help them more mature in terms of what they can do in startup global ecosystem, I would say. And this is our portfolio company, and many of them, I would say, it's alternative proteins, plant-based protein, functional food, functional ingredients. So all those product that will fall into what we often say like future food. We have many of them in our 3 cohorts. Even though we add an accelerators and we run as a cohort, right now we just finished the last cohort, the 3rd one, but we're still working with many in the 1st cohort as well to help them connect with the potential investor, because some of them already raised fund with their strategic partners and investors. So that's what I've been working on as the accelerators, connecting them in the investments partners.
Atan, thank you very much for sharing because I was also invited as one of the speakers to share from the angle of crowdfunding ad for food event. So that's also the session where I get to learn and see some of the great work of Food Innopolice. So just to be mindful of timing, we are on to the 10:30 or about 10:25. There are already quite a bit of questions coming in, but audience, please hang on a little while. So there's some questions that came directly to me, but just hang on a little while because Atan has went on to actually introduce her work in terms of startup, and you can see that the 3 badges of coverage, even ranging. There's one company that I saw about robotics, you know, so they are not just talking about food, but what is that whole entire ecosystem that surrounds the context and conversation of food innovation and the future of food. And let me just also have the Kunmon Kira to talk a little bit more like about the sustainable practices that, you know, you work on developing the alternative and plant-based food. Yep, I hear you about your collaboration, your exchange with Europe side, but particularly over in Thailand, how does the work looks like? Because you also mentioned about BCG, this conversation, biocircular green economy, is a big word, but when come to the actual execution, how do Cargill actually works on this? And do you like get onto any measurement, you know? So marketing side also have a big heavy responsibility on this part in terms of how you tell the world that Cargill is doing your best and staying, you know, supportive on BCG. So over to you. Hard question, but nice to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you, Hossein. Yes, hard question and hard for like Cargill and I think the other department in food industry as well, because food sustainability and food security and also food safety, if we want to be like come together, sometimes it's also need to invest and balance each angle. But as the Cargill as a the role of the leader of food supply chain, so we try to apply in many angles, I would say. For example, like in terms of like protein sector, we also, as a protein provider, we also try to first we look at in terms of innovation and also how to supply product with the scale and technology that are fast growing on this one. So I would say that to leverage our capability in terms of integrated poultry business. So since we raise chicken, we also taking care in terms of like animal welfare, like fried freedom or something. We need to ensure that at the raising the chicken, we also not like increase in terms of like carbon, and also try to reduce antibiotic as well. So this is the part of the things that we could do. And also in terms of the production, we also try to use the technology and also invest in terms of like reduce greenhouse gas emission by adjusting the source of energy in our manufacturing. For example, like we establish the solar power. We also exploring to use alternative power like biofuel power from like use bio chicken oil and biogas from like manners of the obtained from the poultry house. So we try to reduce the waste and try to reduce the carbon emission and use the things that in terms of the operation, that part. And I would say that actually Cargill try to responsible and commit to innovation and technology and sustainability to offer the best protein in terms of the safe sustainable and responsible way. So sustainability would be the angle of full of the process of the fully integrated since from farm until the deliver to the customer at this point. Yeah.
All right. So I think I mean it's really appreciative to learn what Cargill is doing because there are many conglomerates that are touching on the conversation on BCG, exactly how it is being seen. And of course, the world is also working towards net zero. And we are all subject to this conversation of carbon footprint. Even you, me, and Atan Ek, everyone has a carbon footprint. You know, while we talk about food, we now need to take into consideration of the whole entire supply chain, right from the very beginning, as in even from the seed, where does the seed comes from, right? All the way, you know, right to the point where we finish or where we fill our stomach, and all the way again to the waste, right? So earlier I mentioned about the food waste, and this whole entire conversation is a really a huge subject. But if each of the sectors are playing their part, then the planet have hope. You know, like, because I'm also on to projects like landfills. Imagine Thailand มี 2,500 landfill นะ เยอะนะ ใช่ไหม? Oh, sorry, I supposed to switch to English. Okay, 2,005 landfill. But of course, I'm learning also what landfills can do. And it's super amazing. That, you know, as along the way when we see some of this evolution, you know, revolution on how the world is changing. Atan Ek, I wanted to ask you this. I probably have asked you this before. Food Innopolis is very Thai-centric, Tamika. I mean, it's very Thai-driven. Or does it actually also involves you know, like international startups?
Okay.
Because
yeah.
Please go ahead.
Okay. So from what I've share what Food Innopolis is working, it's more for, it would sound like more for the Thai company, and what we do is for the Thai startups. For the time being, yes, in terms of food tech startup, we only have the Thai company, but along the three years that we have been working with a food tech startup, we ourselves have a chance to connect with different accelerators internationally, and we just started to work with them recently in terms of taking our tech startup to land in our tech Singapore, because we are working with partner in Singapore. So we land in Singapore and then launch to international markets. We actually have been talking about startup, Singapore startup to come to Thailand as well, because in a couple of years after the COVID, when we allowed to travel, so we extend the visit with the accelerators. And as we all know that in terms of innovation, Singapore is ahead of us. But when it comes to food, after you do something in the lab, you need to produce, you need manufacturing facilities. And in the past, there has been like a couple of food tech startup that we have been helping them to connect with local manufacturing company to scale up their product. So if I would answer your question whether we are only Thai-centric, I would say not quite. We are open to work with international partners in different ways. It could be like helping international food tech startup to connect with manufacturing facilities or even experts that can help them. And also to have Thailand as their test market for their product. We could also being the platform connecting them in that activity as well, while we are now trying to encourage our food tech startup to go to international market through working with international accelerators.
Okay, so it's very encouraging because it match up with also what we're doing in terms of like helping SMEs and startups to scale up to another level. That's where we are talking about Thai startups, bridging Thai startups and SMEs to the global scene. And then the global is looking at coming into Thailand because of the rich natural resources in terms of, in fact, the material, the raw materials that's actually available in Pratet Thai, as in Thailand. So let me bring on also Cargill onto the screen, Kunmon Kira onto the screen as well, because there are several questions that comes in, but let me take the one from the chat group first. Ajahn Anucha, are you still on the call? Would you want to ask the question yourself, or would you want me to read your question?
Okay. So my question is this: as a policy person, I'm interested to learn from practitioners and experts like your resource persons. Some questions, for example, what can the government do to expedite efficiency and facilitate the growth in the agricultural sector and agro industry? For example, when I visited some countries in Europe some time ago, I learned that they are preserving their land, agricultural land. People who want to purchase agricultural land must be agriculturists and must continue agriculture. The second thing I was informed is that each year they collect research papers and a panel of people also consider it. And for research papers that are useful, implementable, they transform it into we call easy to understand language for the farmers. So this kind of activities, it seems to me like it kind of enhances activities. So I would like to get some idea from the experts about, in the experience, what do you think the government can do to also improve efficiency and facilitate agriculture and agro-business?
Okay, อาจารย์อนุชาคะก็ could you just give us a little bit of background of you, because you are the policy advisors to the government. So maybe you can give us a little bit of background, because Cargill, as in Kunmon Kira, probably for this she has to talk from her perspective, or maybe even from Cargill's side. Because I think when talk about the land protection of the land to be sold to, let's say if that is being used for agriculture, and the buyer of the land has to be a agriculturist as to continue the protection of that piece of land. That part itself, I'm not sure who can take that call, but if you like to hear some feedback from Kunmon Kira and also Ajahn Ek, we can open to the floor.
Yes, it's welcome. I think that as practitioners and experts, they probably have a lot of ideas about what can be done to improve the agricultural sector. And also some research from like Dr. Wanasin, who you know, has indicated some of our policy has resulted in being in letting some of our agricultural sectors be retained as an infant industry, for example. So I think that it would be useful at the policy level to have some kind of input, what may be done from practitioners and experts.
Maybe I can share my thought on this first. Actually, Food Innopolis, we're working pretty much on food product. So if we see the whole spectrum of agri and food industry, it's quite wide, it's large. So agricultures and land and fruit producer, it's at the very beginning of the chain. Food Innopolis is pretty much focused in the middle. So that's mean how you process the food from raw material. That's what we've been doing. But to respond to Ajahn Anusha on what government can help in terms of to improve the productivities and efficiencies of agri-food sectors or how the farmers produce food. So I think being part of NASDA, the National Science Technology Development Agency, we have different team, different group. If I would take just one, it's we have the centers called Agritech. So the Agritech group, they have been working with the farmers in the field and helping them to produce their raw material more productive and more efficient. For example, there's been one project they're working at Thung Kula Long Hai. So they've been implementing different agricultural technologies to the farmers in the field. So helping them both from how they grow and how they, in terms of seeds, and in terms of after harvest and post-harvesting. So I think there's a lot of government projects that targeting to facilitate those sectors. So if I take Agritech of NASDA for example at Thung Kula Long Hai just mentioned. Yeah.
Thank you.
Khun Monkira, anything that you'd like to share or to add?
Yes, for Cargill, I would not, sorry, Professional Anusha, but I would not the key person to answer on the details. But for the Cargill direction, I would say that we with the agriculture, with the farmer, we try to sharing in terms of like knowledge and know-how. For example, and also we not support in terms like the feed that we buy. It's like we have the project like no burn we buy. So if the farmer is try to harmful for the land, so we try to give the advice and sharing the knowledge that we should not do on that one. So I think it could be like utilizing the know-how from the global and sharing to the Thai farmer at this moment.
I noticed that both from Jan Ekanong and Jan Montichira that you're talking about technology transfer from your unit to the farmers. But actually what's interested in is that there's some impediments regarding policy or regulations that can be adjusted so that it can increase the efficiency in agriculture. That was what I really was aiming for. Okay. Thank you.
Ajahn Anusha, thank you for the questions. But I think this is a vital question that would have an impact to the farmers. But at the same time, because partially also because of the new leadership, we're probably going to see a lot of new development, hopefully. We hear a lot of, reading from the news, like the new leaders is talking about green path, green direction, green financing, green transportation, in terms of agriculture perspective. I think these are all very vital conversations. So definitely, with you as the advisor, as the policy advisor to the government, we will continue to source for information that you may need to support the work that you're doing for the government. But definitely, thank you very much for the questions. So, Ajahn Ek, one more questions for you now. This one directly comes to me by one of the audience is that Food Innopolis mentioned about Singapore. Are you stopping at Singapore only, or where else are you going?
Well, we start to work with accelerator in Singapore a couple of years ago. We have been connected with a few organizations in food innovation in European countries, for example, like Sweet Food Valley. So Sweet Food Valley working pretty much like Food Innopolis. They connect the startup with the ecosystem in the European country. We're working with partner in Switzerland, Sweet Food Valley, through the help of we know Sweet Food Valley through the help of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We are now trying to work with partner in Korea, accelerators in Korea as well. They have been working in Korea, helping Korean company to connect with the global market. Right now, they would like to connect food tech startup, particularly on functional ingredient, with the corporate in Korea. So that's part of my trip to Korea early this week. So we Singapore, we work with Singapore, Switzerland, Korea, and also we would like to help our startup and SME to expand to international market. We're working with a few 5-6 IDE innovative driven enterprise. We are trying to connect them with the CLMV market and also Indonesian market. So not only Singapore to answer that. We still have several countries in the pipeline.
Okay, it's very encouraging to hear that. My CLMV friends will be very happy because I'm just, receiving requests from particularly C and also V. So I think the conversation of Food Innopolis, connecting up with them because they are also fairly new in the space of creating the whole new innovation hub where I would be visiting actually next week. So I'll see what I can bring to the table for them. Ajahn Ek, got something to share?
I just came up to my thought that I came across one startup company from Cambodia. I think they're on a trip with Software Park, and I met them, and they have been looking for like facilities to help them scale up their products. So I think there'll probably be a lot more of SME or startup company in our neighboring country that would like to explore whether Thailand can help them to scale up their product or even to manufacturing scale. So with the network of Sinwatana and with the network of investor, I think we could be, as I said, Food Innopolis is a platform. So you can see us as one of the connection, one of the place where you can docking all those requests or like looking for partnership or solutions. So and then we can just navigate that through our ecosystem.
คุณมนคีรา just one last question also in terms of like your coverage other than Thailand CLMV how does that does that falls under your care as well?
Actually, we have plan and also some is like leverage from Thailand to CLMV as well. So it's like I would say that product from Thailand. Like CLMV is like very appreciate for the quality. So we try to make it fast, like leverage from Thailand to CLMV. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I think that the time has run very fast. We are like almost 1.5 hours. So allow me to do a very quick wrap up. What we're hearing from both my guests, Atan Ek and also Kun Monkira from Cargill, is there is a lot of sharing, very rich. And what I'm really hearing is a lot of social impact, a lot of conversation on food innovation. And what I have also been hearing loudly is a lot of collaboration, a lot of community engagement. And also from the angle of the BCG conversation on how conglomerate like Cargill is evolving and practicing by using new energy from the different sources. And the best practices, again, you can see that, the businesses of the different the different sectors, how they saw today, the current society is that the buyer, the consumers are also looking at how the company actually operate, or at some point they may even boycott a company for not taking care of the planet. That happens in Europe and US. I haven't seen that really in this part of the world yet. But the younger generations are very, very, very mindful of the product that they purchase. So I'm here talking about the consumer preferences that would help the company to drive up their revenue and their investment. Of course, over on the context of Atan Ek, it's very encouraging to hear from her about the reef of services, the coverage, the extensive network. And most of all, it is not only Thailand, it is the world that she is serving. So we welcome everybody to continue this engagement for FUNDCHAT. And the notion of FUNDCHAT, again, allow me to share this, is to basically educate, engage, enroll into action to develop an interconnected investment community, right? ไม่มีตังค์ทำไม่ได้เนาะไม่มีงานเนาะno money, no job, nah. So we all do good, but we also have to make sure that there is respectively enough money or investments that go around so that it keeps the world exciting. So again, I want to thank everyone for spending this 1.5 hours with us. And a follow through is that we have the content recorded. You can replay on YouTube. If you want to have any suggestion for the next topic, we're very welcome, because the next session for FUNDCHAT EP.05 is about connection and partnership. All right. So we welcome everyone from the different industry to come in, to listen to us and to share your perspective. If in any case that there is any pending questions or burning questions that you have, should we close the session already? And if you'd like to ask, do reach out to Sinwatana as well. So thank you very much ทุกคนขอบคุณทุกคนมากๆนะคะ
ขอบคุณค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ
thank you อาจารย์เอก thank you คุณมนทิรา